What's up, everybody? Welcome back if you're a subscriber. If you're new, welcome. So, we're going to start things off by giving a shout out to the Carrot Gang, my Pet Hooligans. So, we talked about these guys last video. I was extremely bullish on them. Also did a post on Instagram for the few amount of people, very little amount of people that follow me on Instagram. Did a post on my Pet Hooligans on December the 20th. Who's this? DM me. No, bro, I'm not going to DM you. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. Like I said in my last video, I plan, sometimes it takes a lot of effort on my part to record videos and throw it out there on YouTube. But with Instagram stories, I can just do a quick post or, quick video record and then boom, just post it on Instagram stories or post it as a post. So yes, Tom D Crypto, make sure to follow me there. But my character, the My Pet Hooligans, my goodness, the floor price right now it did go up as high as 1.4. I think I saw it as high as 1.42. Somebody mentioned it was like 1.5 ETH. But right now it's retraced back down to 1.29. Doesn't matter, guys. We broke the 1 ETH mark and we just shot straight up past the 1 ETH mark. And let's see how it settles down. But if you look at the volume that's being traded right now, let me get myself off the screen. So a little hard for you guys to see there, but yeah, you can definitely see the price action is ascending on its way up to the moon. But you can see the amount of transactions that are happening quite frequently there. You can see the amount of volume that's creeping up right now. Wow, this is a lot of volume in the last hour. But yeah, people are crazy, super crazy for My Pet Hooligans. I'm extremely excited for this. But not only that, guys, I mean, NFTs has been popping left and right in the last few days. Now, also, what I said as well. Now, this is another example why I absolutely am super bullish on NFTs, even over altcoins. Because like I said, NFTs, there's so much gains, and I experienced this firsthand. The amount of gains I made in August and September of 2021 was absolutely insane. Just taking a small amount of capital, for instance, with, like I said, the Doge Pound, minted some Doge Pound NFTs at the time. Ethereum, I think I paid like $169 just to mint one NFT for a Doge Pound, right? But I mean, the cheapest Doge Pound right now is what, 1.67 ETH, which is, I don't even know how much that is in dollar cents right now. Let's say 1.67 ETH. 1.67 ETH to US dollars is 6,000. So turning $169 to $6,000, right? That's an insane amount. Where on earth are you going to take that kind of money, like in the stock market, and turn $169, put it into the stock market, expect for that to grow to $6,300 in a span of what? It was July, August, September, October, November, December, January. So like 5-6 months. And you know what? Doge Pound is still like down like 50% from its all-time high, because at one point it was close to like 4 ETH. So, I mean, yeah. So you can definitely make a lot of money with NFTs. But like I said, provided you're in the right collection, you're in the right, I guess, quote-unquote blue chips, right? And like I said, why I say quote-unquote blue chips, because in order for it to be a blue chip, in my opinion, is that it has to be able to stand, like a bear market, right? Or it's been around for at least several years. And in this case, a lot of these NFT projects have only been out for several months, right? So we can't, in my opinion, it's just not considered blue chip unless it's been around for years. But I mean, with Bored Ape Yacht Club, I mean, with its success and the amount of celebrities and what's going on for it right now, I don't see it going to zero, right? But some of these other NFT projects, they still got some things to prove, though they're promising, right? Anyways, but what was that article? So the NFT flipping, U.S. Google searches for NFT has overtaken searches for crypto and Bitcoin. So more people are searching NFTs than crypto or Bitcoin. And this just illustrates why, and I think I told some of my friends this as well, is that NFTs are starting to branch off into their own little thing separate from crypto, even though technically they are a form of crypto, right? Just like Bitcoin is a form of crypto. I actually went to watch Spider-Man last week, and there was one particular advertisement that played before the movie played, and it was like some kind of investment ad. So like I think it was Scotiabank. So here in Canada, we have a bank called Scotiabank. I think it was Scotiabank. But it was an ad for people to basically invest, whether they invest in the stock market or in mutual funds and stuff like that. But there was one particular spot in the ad where they had one actor asking what an NFT was, and I honestly thought that was funny. So NFTs are actually being talked about by regular people out there, and as you can see, it's perfect illustration here where NFTs are starting to become more and more talked about, right? And seeing NFTs in the last year, and I mean, the first form of NFTs that I got was when BitBoy Crypto created these BitBoy NFTs. It was like, I think there were like 5 characters. One was BitBoy, one was like Hodl the turtle. What else? FOMO the monkey. If you guys remember that back in October of 2020, I think it was 2020, right? Yeah, October 2020. I was flipping those like BitBoy NFTs, and I made some money off of that. And that was my first my first taste of NFTs. But at that time, NFTs was in the form of basically just JPEGs, right? But now, in the past year or so, I've seen so much evolution in NFTs where it's not just a JPEG. In order for an NFT to be successful nowadays, is that it has to have utility, right? Utility is very, very important. Now you got games. Games are implementing NFTs in the form of in play to earn games, right? And now I've heard some YouTube influencers talking about audio, like music NFTs being the big thing in the months and years to come, which I can definitely see. Fashion NFTs, I talked about fashion NFTs in particular with Luxo and the dematerialized marketplace. I did make a video on that if you guys want to check that out. The thumbnail says digital fashion will be big, so check that out. But yeah, I mean, NFTs have basically evolved. It's not just a JPEG. There's so much use cases for it. And oh yeah, I also remember like Decentraland has been around for a while, so I guess virtual real estate has been around for a while, but definitely with Facebook announcing that they're changing it into Meta has definitely brought more awareness to the metaverse. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, metaverse, NFTs, gaming, it's going to be huge, absolutely huge. And like I said, and I alluded to this at the end of my last video, is that I honestly see bigger gains with particular NFT collections compared to certain altcoins. I mean, there's obviously certain altcoins that will do very well. And I guess it's gone to the point where NFTs is kind of like, you can think of it as definitely I look at it as their own class, right? Their own asset class. It's kind of like with altcoins, right? Not every single altcoin is going to do well. It's just like the same thing that applies to NFTs. Not every single NFT collection is going to do well, but there's always those certain ones that are going to do super well, right? And we see that with the Bored Apes. We see that, I guess, with Doodles. We see it with Cool Cats. We see it, and then there's some other ones that still needs to prove themselves out, but they definitely have a lot of promise, like the Rumble Kongs. What My Pet Hooligans, I'm really bullish on that one. So yesterday, I think this was from last night. So last night or yesterday afternoon, the big news coming out was Eminem bought a Bored Ape for 123 ETH, $460,000. Ever since that news came out, if you look at the floor price of Bored Apes right now, the cheapest one right now is 67.68 ETH, which, if you check the price in US dollar terms, 67 ETH is 250,000 US dollars. So that's $250,000. Now, for those of you that are new to NFTs, I know some of you guys are new to NFTs and are trying to understand what all this means, like what is the floor price and stuff like that, right? So the floor price, so if you look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club, you look at the items here, there's 10,000 of these Bored Apes to exist in this collection. So if you look at right here, these are Bored Apes that are in the secondary market. Yeah, so this is what a Bored Ape. So there's 10,000 of these Bored Apes to exist. And if you click on the floor price on OpenSea, it actually lists the cheapest Bored Ape to the highest price Bored Ape, right? So it's listing things at the very cheap end here. So 67 ETH, 67 ETH, 68 ETH. So right now, as I'm making this video, the cheapest Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT that if you want to buy is this one here. And you can see right now, it is priced at $254,000. So some of you guys that are new to NFTs are absolutely just mind struck with what this is, right? Like, why would someone pay this much for something like that? One aspect why someone's willing to pay this much for an NFT is the flex factor, the flex factor. That is one thing. The thing is, why would someone pay $254,000 for a picture of an ape? And you know what? It's more than just a picture of an ape. There's also a lot of things going on in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's the brand recognition. I mean, you got like Adidas being in collaboration with this NFT collection, and they do have a game that's coming up with them. So there's a lot of things here. I mean, the Bored Ape Yacht Club is not just a picture of an NFT. There's so many things that are underneath it. But the other thing is, people are just willing to spend this much just to show off to people that, hey, I spent this much money. It shows off your status, right? It's kind of like the same thing, someone's buying an expensive Gucci bag, an expensive purse. What's the name? I'm trying to think of the name here. Yeah, Hermes, like the Birkin bags, right? I mean, this thing was what, 300, and it's just like I will ask people. I mean, some people are willing to pay $254,000 for a picture of an ape. Like I said, it's not just a picture of an ape. There's more to it than just a picture, right? But like, look at this Hermes bag, this Birkin bag here is $326,000. So I mean, this thing is more expensive than Bored Ape, but there's people out there, celebrities, people with a lot of disposable income, right, that are willing to buy this and to show it off. It's basically a flex to everyone that, hey, I got a lot of money, I'm wealthy, I'm a high status person, right? So same thing with the with NFTs, and this is a digital flex, a flex in the digital world. So just want to throw that out there to anyone that is still quite doesn't understand what NFTs are. If you're watching this video, if you happen to watch this video, but definitely look. I mean, not just a brief introduction or a brief explanation of it, right? I mean, I can make the argument like a Hermes bag, as I just said, right? A baseball, like a Babe Ruth or a Michael Jordan rookie card. I mean, people are willing to spend a ridiculous amount of money for this kind of stuff, right? But anyways, also with the Bored Ape, not only the Bored Apes are pumping as well, but the Bored Ape Yacht Club also has another collection of apes called the Mutant Ape Yacht Club. And right now, the floor price of the cheapest Mutant Ape Yacht Club NFT is 13.69 Ethereum. So on OpenSea, this is the marketplace for you guys to buy NFTs. Everything is priced in Ethereum. So right now, if you want to convert that into US dollar terms to understand how much that is, right? 13.69 Ethereum to US dollars, that will give you, hold on here, I'll just say 13 Ethereum. 13 Ethereum is like almost $50,000, right? So that's crazy. So that is actually that's insane. So the cheapest Mutant Ape Yacht Club, I remember Shaq actually bought a Mutant Ape Yacht Club a few months ago, and I think the floor price at that time, and looking back, everything is in hindsight is 2020. I wish I mean, for the longest time, the floor price was around like 3, 4, I think even 5 ETH. And man, I should have got one at least, because now it would be up to 13 ETH, over 13 ETH. But you can see the floor price. When I click on the floor price, it'll take me to the cheapest. It'll list the cheapest Mutant Ape Yacht Club on the secondary market. So this is the cheapest Mutant Ape Yacht Club. As you can see, it is priced at $51,000. So that's crazy. All right. This is the crazy thing with NFTs and how much these things are worth, right? What's another collection that has been taking off? Doodles. This one I actually don't have. Again, Bored Ape, Mutant Apes, Doodles as well. I don't have any of these NFTs, but I'm actually just sitting on the sidelines, just soaking it all in, right? Of all these NFTs that are just pumping right now. But Doodles, I remember, I think it was around like 2-3 ETH at one point, not too long ago, and now it's at 6.49 ETH. So if I click on the floor price, The cheapest Doodles NFT right now is this, and it is priced at $24,000. Absolutely crazy. Now let's talk about an NFT that I actually do have, and that's a Cool Cats NFT. The floor price right now for Cool Cats is close to 9 ETH, so it has pumped up a little bit from like 6 to 7 ETH to now up to like almost 9 ETH. So the cheapest Cool Cat NFT, for those guys who are not familiar with Cool Cats, they've been around since I think July of 2021. Notably, they had like a partnership or collaboration with Time Magazine, and that really, shot them up. And they still got a lot of things coming up with their creatures NFTs, their egg and milk cryptocurrencies that are coming out. I mean, I don't know the full details that are, but the team's gonna release the details on that in the new year. So I mean, the cheapest Cool Cat NFT right now is 8.9 ETH. So that is $33,000. That is crazy. Now, how I found out about Cool Cats was when Mike Tyson bought a Cool Cat back in early July. And at that time, the Avatar NFT collections weren't really that big of a thing. I remember Bored Apes was around 1 to 2 ETH at the time, I think. But then obviously, I mean, look how much it's come, how far it's come. It's at 67 ETH. That's insane. I mean, just at that time, if I had the hindsight back then, I remember the market was just going down. Like there's so much bearishness when the cryptocurrency market went down, had that big crash in May, and in June, Bitcoin was down below 30,000. People were very fearful. But I mean, looking back, man, a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT was like 1 to 2 ETH at the time, right? But the thing is, it's easy to look back then and say, hey, I could have bought a Bored Ape for less than 1 ETH or something like that. But the challenge is hodling it into to what it's worth right now, right? I mean, I remember when I first got into Cool Cats, I got a couple Cool Cats at 0.7 ETH and 0.8 ETH, and that thing was super volatile. And that's also a nice. I also want to warn you guys that are new to NFTs that NFTs are super volatile. Compared to altcoins, I honestly think, yeah, NFTs, there's bigger gains for NFT in compared to altcoins. I mean, some of my NFTs that I got, like the Dogepound, I minted some Dogepound NFTs for 0.069 ETH, and you can see the floor price right now is like 1.67 ETH. Right, I think Dogepound NFT right now is like 1.67 ETH. Last time I checked, yeah, 1.67 ETH. So how much is that? 1.67 ETH. I'm gonna do the math here. How many X's is that? If you were to like mint a Dogepound NFT, divide that by 0.69, so that's a 24x. So it's not often you see altcoins doing a 24x. I mean, there's some altcoins that can do a 24x. I know Terra Luna did like 100x over the past, the beginning of 2021 to like the end of 2021. I think it did something ridiculous, like a 100x or something. But those things are rare. I mean, it's extremely rare. But I mean, in the NFT space, especially when some of you guys were around here in August or September of 2021, you saw, the strategy at that time, and it's totally different now, but the strategy at that time was you minted some NFTs, basically the ground floor, some of the, say, with Dogepound, the mint price was 0.069. I think Cool Cats at one point, they didn't sell out, so therefore the floor price, their mint price actually went down to like as low as 0.02 ETH, right? And then it sold out then. But can you imagine if you minted a Cool Cat NFT at 0.02 ETH, right? And then right now it's like 9 ETH, which is, I don't even know what the number is right there, guys. That's insane. 9 ETH divided by, what is that, 450x or something, right? Yeah, 450x. That's a 450x. Had you held, and that's another whole can of worms, right? Because it's easy to look in hindsight of a particular NFT. If you just held onto it, you would be up so much more. And then compared to if you were just to flip NFTs, like after a 2-3x, you just flip it and sell it, and then buy some other NFT collection. But yeah, I mean, the biggest gains right now, in my opinion, and as I was alluding to at the end of my last video, is that I honestly think the biggest gains, and provided you have to find the right NFT collections to get into, is basically if you find the right NFT collection and you're able to get in early, which is another big requirement, right? It all comes down to your entry point. Um, like I made so much money with Doge Pound NFT. I made so much money with Cool Cats. I made so much money with the Rumble Kongs, right? Even the Rumble Kongs, just like a month ago, the floor price was like zero point 0.6 ETH. It went down as low as that, and now it's at 3.3 ETH. So that's over 5x return if you bought it at the bottom. Of course, you can't buy everything at the bottom. It's very hard to time the market. But for the longest time, it was hovering around 1 ETH. And I know, 1 ETH is quite a bit of, like, a lot of money for some of you guys, right? So I mean, it's hard. I mean, I specialize on NFTs that are built on Ethereum, but there's obviously NFTs on Solana that I honestly haven't paid much attention to, besides, some certain collections. But yeah, if you guys don't have the capital to buy NFTs, or even altcoins, right, then you're probably better off looking at NFTs. Again, not financial advice, but this is just what I'm hearing. There's some NFTs on Tezos, some NFTs on Solana, where the fees are a lot cheaper, right? The gas fees are a lot cheaper on those blockchains. But if you do have, like 1 ETH, or, I mean, you obviously need some capital in order to invest on Ethereum. Also, another NFT collection to be keeping an eye on is NeoTokyo Outer Identities. This thing is now up to 9 ETH, which is crazy, because just like last week or so, it was around as low as 5.7 ETH or something like that, I remember seeing. So anyone that's into NeoTokyo, especially if you're an Outer Identity, if you're not a NeoTokyo original season 1 holder, if you're able to get on the NeoTokyo Outer Identities, right now 9 ETH is what? How much is that right now? 9 ETH right now should be, I guess, $33,000. So that's pretty crazy. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave the video at that. Just want to touch bases with you guys. And really, my Pet Hooligans was one of the reasons why I wanted to make a video and just basically celebrate with you guys if you guys got into my Pet Hooligans. 1.28 ETH, so I mean, it's definitely up a lot in the last couple days. Another NFT project that I did talk about earlier is Worldwide Web Land. This thing went down as low as like 0.3, less than 0.3 ETH. Now it's back up to like 0.5 ETH, so that's good. At least there's some buying pressure there. But yeah, I did talk about this. It seems promising. Elio Trades also talked about on Crypto Banter as well that, this could be something worthwhile to look at. So yeah, look into that, guys. Anyways, everything I say here is not financial advice, as always. If you guys like the content, like the video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.